Sir, who gave you permission to drive into this building?
You did.
Uh-huh. Hey guys, so on this episode of Make It with Calvin, it's been less than a week since the Great Train Show in Ventura, and, well, we have to set up for our show here in San Jose, so let's take you along for the ride, shall we? Before I get started, if my voice sounds a little scratchy, it's because literally I was having to yell pretty much for 2 days straight, and yeah, that wasn't very pretty. Okay, so San Jose is over, and let me give you my opinions on how I thought of it as a show and maybe compare it a little bit to the Ventura show. So overall, as a show, I have to say it went really well. I attend this show as an exhibitor with the California Central Coast ON30 group. So obviously, I'm not just going to be running around waiting for my train to go home, anything like that. I'm not forced to be there, but I tend to stick around for the full day, as we'll switch out who's running trains, who's taking lunch, and who's running around to keep money at the vendors. That said, though, overall the show went quite well, and quite honestly, the amount of people that came in, both what got captured on camera and what didn't, was pretty impressive considering that we were on the back end of the building, so you had to hike a little ways to get to us, but we still had incredible turnout with people out there. Thankfully, nothing major happened. There's the usual, somebody's bumped a train, somebody's thrown a switch, either one of us with the train layout, somebody's pushing a button who shouldn't from the viewing public. The usual little stuff that goes on, which is kind of frustrating, but you know what? That's, presenting for the public, it's going to happen. That said, though, vendors-wise, it was definitely interesting to see how many things were kind of carryovers from the Ventura show and how many things were more kind of San Jose Bay Area-esque show vendors. The amount of stuff that was for sale at San Jose was actually pretty decent. This one tended to be more geared for, I would say, the HO crowd. There was one person who actually had a ton of European, like Marklin and similar stuff for sale, which I didn't see down at the Ventura show. Obviously, there's going to be your sizable helping of the 3-rail Lionel, and I ran into the gentleman who I've run into at Pleasanton and Ventura, who I got all the Woodland Scenic stuff from, and the Cato Unitrack.
I just threw all that stuff on it. I'm just getting started building it.
I like it actually kind of in the
Primitive stage?
primitive stage, because it shows that you can totally do a legit setup.
They're living out. That's what you'd find in the desert.
Oh yeah.
Somebody in a trailer with palm trees.
Ran into him over at this show and got some ON30 stuff off of him. Managed to find some more, so you know what? Money fell out of my wallet. I can't say anymore. That said, though, it was interesting talking to him, and in his specific case, he said that Ventura was actually one of the craziest shows he's ever had, but he had a lot of N-scale equipment priced to sell, and I kind of got the idea that N-scale equipment down there was a little more popular, although he did have a sizable amount of Cato Unitrack over at this show in San Jose and managed to sell out of all of it, which was honestly pretty impressive. So, overall, I have to say both shows actually genuinely surprised me with the amount of people. Obviously in Ventura, because I showed up right at the beginning of the show, it did not show the true amount of crowding that was there, but when I came through later in the day before I caught my train home, it was pretty packed in there. It wasn't like you had to crowd surf to get around, but there were a lot of people both in the layout building and in the vendor hall, and the same with San Jose. Thankfully, it wasn't to the point where, you had to crawl underneath the layout to get around, but definitely there were a lot of people there, which honestly was nice to see. Being that so much stuff has moved to being an online thing, brick and mortar stores seem to be few and far between anymore, it was really nice to see people out there. Got to speak to a whole bunch of people and had a really awesome moment with this kid. If you are watching this, you seriously made my day, and I genuinely mean this. I overheard him talking to his mom about the banana train, and I'm like, wait, is that what it is? And then I saw him commenting on my McKean car video, and I'm like, wait, that's my train. He goes, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm the one who has the red McKean car. And he was showing me the video, and his mom's like, oh yeah, he's totally into McKean cars. And I felt really bad I didn't have more time to talk to him because I was in the middle of running my train, and we had multiple people on the main line, so we had to try and keep the passing areas open. But that genuinely made my day, seeing that. So that was awesome. And just getting to talk to people about 3D printed trains, McKean cars, all that stuff. It's really awesome. So overall, I have to say the show went really well. And if there are other train shows that you guys potentially want to see me go and check out, let me know down below. I'm not saying that I'll be able to make it to all of them due to financial and or time reasons, but it would be definitely very interesting to compare them because obviously everywhere is going to be different, but it's kind of cool to show, hey, this is what you might experience. And let's face it, I love interacting with fellow model railroaders and checking out what they have. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you here next time on Make It with Calvin.